back to another video. In today's video we're going to be breaking down a trade that I took on both silver as well as gold. We're going to break down why I took these trades, what appeared to me, and how we can see based on the higher time frame all the way down to the lower time frame and a top-down analysis how we knew which direction to trade these assets for the day. So without further ado, let's get into the video, and at the end I'll show you something really neat that you can use to gauge even more sniper entries and really good setups that really give you a lot of good R, as you'll see today. So stay tuned towards the end of the video for that particular secret tip. Alright, so as always, let's start on the higher time frame to gauge where are we at in price and where are we heading to. First thing that I like to do is I get on the chart. Wednesday's already playing out right here, this candle here, as well as this candle here. So I'm looking at the prior 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. How did we close in relation to each other? So we can see Tuesday's candle swept the low of Monday, closed back inside the range. We can't expect really much expansion on this day just because of this large opposing wick right here. So likely the expansion or any kind of trade that I can get is going to be on the following day. Looking at silver here, same thing. We did close above the previous day high over here, indicating that yes, after this retracement right here, that we do want to move higher the following day, which is Wednesday. And so that's this candle here. So let's start diving down into the lower time frames to see what we can identify. From the daily, I like to go down to the 6 hour because that's the quarterly time frame to view the sessions on. So let's drop down into that. We can also see that over here on gold we were inside this large daily fair value gap as well. So the next thing I'm looking at here is how did our 6 hour candles close in relation to one another. So first thing that I'm looking at is how did London close in relation to Asia session. We can see that we swept the low of Asia here and we closed back in the range, indicating that maybe we want to go higher. Same thing over here inside this large 6 hour fair value gap here on silver. We swept the low over here and we closed back inside the range, indicating that here in the New York AM session candle that likely will want to continue higher. Let's drop down to an additional time frame to the 4 hour as we begin to profile the day. And what do we notice so far over here in these previous two 4 hour candles? Well, we can see that we swept the low, we closed back within, and over here we failed to sweep the low, and this candle is just consolidated. So likely we take both sides. That happens commonly on consolidation candles, or we aggressively expand to one side. So now I'm just waiting to see, well, how do we want to treat this 2 a.m. candle? And we can see that we did sweep the low and we're starting to push away. And on this particular candle we did sweep the low, and so far we're staying below the low. So this next candle here, as I start to go down, what I'm going to want to see is some closures here showing me that yes, we want to do flip bullish here. So let's drop down now to the 1 hour and see what we have so far. And right off the bat we can see that we have some equal highs here that we'll get into in just a moment. But so far we do have the 8 a.m. candle taking the 7 a.m. low, closing below, showing that potentially we do want to run below this low here at 8 a.m. Same over here. We do want to continue a little bit lower, looks like, so we're waiting still for our trade. We're not ready just yet. Let's drop down to the 30 minute. And here on the 30 minute, what do we notice so far? We do need to play this forward just a little bit more. There we go. And we notice right here that we have a PSP candle that sets in a low here, sweeping out the prior two candles, and hasn't closed back inside the range yet. But on silver we've almost closed above here, and we've closed bullish here, bearish here, indicating that likely now from here we want to run higher. We drop down to the 15-minute time frame. What does this candle show? It shows that we've swept the low here, we've closed back inside the range. In the same time, we've also created a daily cycle here with this down close candle sweeping the prior London low. So this would be the candle I want to ideally see closure above to begin moving higher. And yet over here, this same candle over here does close right at the TCISD here, confirming this, and at the same time failed to sweep the low and closed well into the range. So likely indicating that now we're ready to expand, and it's 9:45, so just before the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle, so likely it's going to be an open low high close. So knowing that information, what else do the time cycles show us besides this bullish cycle that's forming? Well, if we drop back out to our 4-hour time frame, where are we at in price? Well, we can see that we formed a monthly cycle here, and for this entire quarter we've expanded away. We've retraced part of that move into a fair value gap here, and we're starting to expand away from that. If we drop out to our hourly time frame for our weekly cycle, our weekly cycle has also already been put in, with Tuesday forming the low. We've traded away from that, leaving a fair value gap. And what did we do here? At this time, we created a daily cycle. If you look closely, we've also tagged the TCISD candle here, indicating that now likely we've put in the low here of this day, and we're going to begin trading away from it. So that gives me pretty good confidence that now this daily cycle is the one that I've been waiting for, and I'm just waiting for confirmation or a lower time frame cycle to be put in that I can begin trading this away from, either on gold or silver. As I drop down to my 90-minute cycle for the New York AM session beginning at 9 a.m. for quarter 3, what else do I notice? Gold has also come down, swept the 90-minute low now in the 2 to 2.5 standard deviations of the 90-minute defining range. That gives me confidence there, since we failed to close past this level, that likely this is where we'll reverse from. But I still want to see some closure at least above this 90-minute TCISD forming here. But I've also already got that on silver. So that gives me the confidence to go ahead and enter on silver here as it's coming down into this TCISD candle here. And I went ahead and put my stop just here at the 90-minute low, just so I had not put too much risk on the table, because silver is an expensive contract to trade. Even just this small stop loss here is about $320 in risk just for one micro contract. So just targeting about a 3-hour trade here, back up to this high over here, and went ahead and entered prior to 10 a.m. expecting 10 a.m. To put in the low and then trade higher and close higher. So we're already entered into the trade here at the 9:45 a.m. candle, and it nearly stops me out, as you can see there. So I knew if we did break this 90-minute low, then likely this entire trade would fail anyway, so that's just why I put my stop right about there, on top of the risk amount that it already costs. So next 5-minute candle at 9:50 trades away aggressively, as well as almost confirms the 90-minute TCISD over here. So I felt pretty confident in this trade already. As we play forward just a little bit more, we reached back down, trade away again, and now at this point, if we go back out to our 15-minute time frame, we've inversed the 15-minute fair value gap. We've had closure above the TCISD on the daily cycle here for silver. So feeling that this is a protected low, now this is a protected low, and we should see this high right over here taken out here shortly. At the same time, gold is sticking around over here. We'll get back to this in just a moment, but let's go ahead and play out silver here. Just know that we'll rewind back to about 10 a.m. here. Silver begins to aggressively trade higher here before giving a deep retracement, as silver and gold commonly do. We get another aggressive candle coming right back out before eventually capping off with a strong displacement right through our TP level. So nice trade here on silver, netting me around $1,000 per account there, which was a nice trade on the day. That said, let's go back to gold, and I did take this on gold as well. If you look at Twitter, you'll see my executions there that I posted. But let's go back to gold and see what I did here and why I decided to take gold as well, even though we see this large consolidation forming right here. So we're going to back up just a little bit again to see what's going on with gold. Now ideally, for the gold trade, I need to see some sort of sequential SMT get confirmed by closing above its TCISD candle. Since I don't have that on the 90-minute yet, the daily cycles candle, I believe is this one, yep, should be right up here. So we haven't gotten closure way above that just yet. So I need some sort of cycle to confirm before I start to put on risk in this. So that means I have the microcycle left. As we go back down to the microcycle, we can see we also formed that in quarter 3 by sweeping this micro session low, or cycle low, and we did displace above that TCISD. And we did so with a couple of fair value gaps here. So I felt if we did respect these gaps and we start to trade away, that this would be likely the area it turns from, and we can at least catch these equal highs right here, resting close to where that opposing daily cycle was bearish. If we look at the 5-minute time frame, it's equal highs, as well as the 15-minute time frame is about equal highs there. So I felt that's a pretty good draw and a good distance that gold could get to while respecting all these cycles here. So even though we have this little displacement down with this bearish fair value gap here, I felt if I got a tag in here in this fair value gap, which you can see right where I entered here at about 10:05, expecting the 4-hour candle to be an open low high close. So if I back out again to the 4-hour candle, why did I decide that? Well, if we look at the prior 4-hour candle now, which has closed 6 a.m., we did close bearish continuation, but on silver we closed as a bullish continuation PSP. So bullish close candle here at 6 a.m. I'll go ahead and get rid of these drawings here so you can see better. Bullish close candle 6 a.m. closing above the high, and we were aggressively trading away. So while respecting the 15-minute TCISD, the 90-minute TCISD, so felt pretty confident that silver or gold would then play catch up here, and that this would be a safe low to place our stop right here at this previous 4-hour low. And if we trade below that, my trade's invalid anyways, so willing to put on just a little bit of risk here to try and catch another additional 5R. So that's what we did. We entered here in this next candle as it came in, or right about in here. If you check my executions on Twitter, you'll see exactly where it came in. It's right about in here on this down close candle, I believe. And of course we did respect this TCISD in this micro cycle. And why did we do that? I'll get to that in just a moment as you see some stacked boxes here. But we'll go ahead and play this trade out, and we'll see that it does eventually reach TP. So something that I'm always looking for as I put these trades on the table is what cycles have already formed and how are they forming in relation to one another. As you can see, our trade finally hit our TP up here, about 31 points on gold for about 5R risk there. So nice trade. So let's talk about these boxes here, why I've got them labeled and what they mean, and how you can find sniper entries just like this. So again, each of these boxes is displaying quarters of the day. So if I back out to the 15-minute time frame, which corresponds to the New York AM session here, which is quarter 3 of the day, quarter 1 being Asia, quarter 2 being London, quarter 3 being New York AM, and quarter 4 being New York PM session, we can see where did the low form. It formed in quarter 3. If we go back out to the 90-minute now, where did the low of the 90-minute cycle form? Quarter 3. If we go down and fractalize this move even further within all of these stacked time cycles, we get to the microcycle. Where did that low form? Quarter 3. So now I have 3 stacked cycles telling me that most likely this is the low, and this will be protected and will trade away. And you can see multiple cycles get put in there, indicating that yes, that's correct, and we move aggressively higher. And this is all while we tagged the day or the weekly TCISD right over here. All of those lows formed as soon as we tagged that key level there. So and we're inside this hourly fair value gap here, even though it's very small. But you can see that we aggressively expanded away from there. We traded back up to those equal highs, and then from there we did eventually move back into the range and come back down. But Nice easy way though to be able to stack your time cycles together, and it works even better if you have higher time frame cycles stacked in with this, showing that we do have that direction in the market. So a lot of different traders are starting to display that and show that to everyone now. So that's how you use that. It's a nice trick to be able to find those nice sniper entries, and hopefully you can start using it too. As always, like the video, give it a thumbs up, definitely follow my channel, subscribe for more, share the video as well with your friends. I think they'll enjoy seeing all these time cycles stacked together and how they can start finding sniper trades like that as well. If you like to join my Discord to learn and see how I trade live, there's a 7-day free trial with that as well. The link is in my bio there up top, so you can get into that or the video description, either one. Feel free to join, and as always, take care and see you guys in the next video.